recording. So we're on day 2, Bootcamp, Shopify Bootcamp, and we're going to be talking about branding and how to improve your branding online and what to do. I've got some really, really cool tools I'm going to show you. I just need to elevate myself here because otherwise you're looking at my nostrils and that's not a good thing. Okay. So first I'm going to share my whole screen with you so you can see everything that I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to show you is one of my tools that I use all the time for everything that I do in Shopify is, oh, that looks exciting, Canva. And obviously the different things to use. I also use Photoshop, but I use Canva more because it's more convenient and it really does great stuff. So, so let's see here. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've done lately. Created some logos for Google. I've created some product photos. I've literally created my labels for some of my products, and I don't have them here. And then created cards. I create banners in here, again, some cards that I've created for clients, and my email header, but I create them all in one spot. So for instance, no, I want to stay on the browser. You actually get a desktop thing as well. So with this little couple, I literally create a card for each product that we send out. We only have one product, one sculpture that we send out. We don't have a second sculpture. So this is very special. And then I'll normally have the artist on here as well. Every single client gets this, okay? And we normally actually, this is for one of our distributors. Normally what I have on here as well is a 10% discount, come back and shop. So thinking about your branding and what you need to do, it's really strange, is really important. So also, as I said, my logos go on here and I do all my product photos from the one, I'll have to do this every time I go in here, from the one design. So I create one design for all my product photos. My product photos are normally 1,000 by 1,000. It's nice and big. You can make them smaller, but they're nice and clear so that everybody can see them online. So here, as I said, I upload them, I grab them in here. And as you know, as you can see, that my photos are all over the place, right? You can see here they're long. Sometimes they are, you know, a little bit shorter, but still not square. I like square photos, but it depends on your product. So if you're selling fashion or anything like that, then obviously your product photos are different. So as you can see with the sculptures, these are tall photos because otherwise, you know, we can't get the detail that we need on the photos for all the sculptures. Then, so it depends on your product. But I pull all my product photos in here because this makes your store consistent, and it makes your brand consistent with your images across the board, right? So so Canva is fabulous. The other thing that Canva does as well is it will take the background out and clean it up beautifully. So I have, if I can show you these. So some of these photos I have created, I have them in my, none of these photos, but I've actually taken this background out to actually highlight the artist. It does everything, including the hair fabulously, absolutely fabulous. And then the other thing that I've created in here as well, and we will talk a little bit about it when we're talking about our product photos, is I create my gift cards in here as well. I just don't do straight gift cards. I'll actually make them a little bit special. So let me show you what this looks like. Browse it. I create, as you can see, I've created just a square but sometimes 1,000 by 500 or something like that. I put the writing on here, the logo a little bit. I think this is part of the logo, the brand logo. Then I actually I've downloaded, and then I upload it again as an image. So I cannot put, as you can see, I cannot put shadow behind this graphic. But so when I download it as an image and I upload it, I can put some shadow behind it. As you can see, you can edit the photo, and use a background remover. This is also a new magic eraser, and I've never used this, but it's fabulous. And then obviously here you're going to have filters, and where are the background removers? Anyway, they're in here. So I'm not going to faff around with it too much, but this is a good way to have consistent photos. And what I do as well is I create all my social images in here. So I have one size for my email headers. I've got one size for my banners. I've got one size for my blogs. I don't have to worry about and think, oh, I need to add a different size for my website. It's all in here. And I'm also, you can reuse the images as you're going along. So with these, for instance, you can use these now on your social media and just download them. You can literally actually post them from Canva. Not that I do, but you can post them from Canva. They have a social calendar, and I think you have to upgrade for that. Obviously, I'm upgraded, but you can have Canva for free. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk about here for Canva, just to let you know how fabulous it is and how to create your images that are super, super important in your store, because your store is a representative of your brand. So you want it to look good. You want it to look cohesive, right? So we created just some different photos on here, just to make it a little bit different, not just to make it all just the standard square photos. And what we have here, my little designer, I have a designer that helps me with all my designs. She created these fabulous little logos at the bottom. She also created these things just to make it a little bit different to everybody else and bringing the brand into your store. So let me start going to this is where we create the brand, right? So first things first, you go to settings. This is it's a new setting for Shopify. And I've been playing with it. So, sometimes there's a hit and a miss, but you never know. So here you can create a long logo that will be translated into your theme if you don't add it in your theme. You can add your logo in your theme. It then overrides whatever you have in the brand settings. The brand settings for Shopify as well, some themes do not accept this setting yet. I mean, things have changed in Shopify. It's 2.0. Everybody's scrambling to have the new whatever in the background, the coding and everything in the background. And this obviously will work eventually for all the themes, but not all the themes will actually work with this. But okay, so and this I can tell you as well is that it is this is a Shopify standard theme. This is not a board theme. Mine is a board theme. I've used it for years because Shopify was so bad with their themes. It was very, very basic. Actually, the free theme with Shopify does have some options that I really like that some of the themes don't have. So you really have to look at what you want to use in your theme. So let's go back to this thing. Okay, so you got to upload this. And again, I use Canva to do all my logos for me, to create my logos, because as I said, I created them for my labels. This actually is my store, by the way. I've created them for my labels. I've created them for my website header. And so your website, it's always good to have a different logo for your website. Why? Not a different logo, but a long logo. So if you are looking at, if you're looking at this little website here, that they've got a circular a circular logo, but the logo, you cannot read anything on the logo. And just remember that everybody shops on their cell phones, right? So you can see right at the bottom, this thing at the bottom, nobody can see. So it behoves you to actually have the logo on the side instead of that at the top. Why? Also, the other reason is if I had the logo, this little emblem at the top, it pushes everything down. And this is important, that you need to have your message right at the top, because people need to see everything. Your logo is important. It is not as important as your message on your header, right? So you need to remember that. And it's amazing, people don't actually scroll, which is still blows my mind. So you need to have your logo so that they can read everything. As I said, in this logo, you can't read that at the bottom. So the message disappears. What's it's about? It's nothing, right? So they are going to change it a little bit. And then you have this logo, which actually this is the wrong logo. I put in the wrong logo so I can show it to you. This logo is cut off because it's not optimized for a square logo. And this logo is for your social media channels and what else? Used by some social media channels. So you can literally check what it'll look like when it's round. You know, Instagram is round, right? I think Facebook is round. And then you also have the favicon. And the favicon is literally, you see this little thing right here at the top? That's the favicon. And you can see here, I've got a little Africa here because the sculptures are from Africa. Let's see here. This is Seabrook Marina. This is mine here at the top. This is chat. So you can see everything you see here, that's a favicon. You need a favicon. You don't really want Shopify to represent you. It is all about you. So and I'll show you where to put your actual favicon. This is not going to be a favicon. It's not the same as your social media logos, right? So when you look at social media, you know that this little thing, that's your social media circle. But as it pops up, you need to make sure that the message is clear on that social media. So make it as clear as possible. Let's see here. This one, you see here that I've used this one for years and years and years. I'm not going to change it, but it is very clear with my initials in the middle. And then let's look at Kalahari Gold. I think I created another one here. Yes, I did. I'm still faffing around with it, but I made this, for me, the logo is going to be our recognized logo. And then the name should actually be in a circle. But hey, this was me, and I'll send it to my designer. So, but it still stands out to a certain amount. Maybe I should make it a little bit darker so it stands out more. Again, you know, it is all about what it looks like. So you need to fix things as you're going along. Okay, so then we have the colors. So these are my primary colors and my contrasting color. And you can see what happens with them here in the theme, which you can override. I'll show you how to override them. And then I've been playing around with putting secondary things in here. And believe me, I don't know where to pitch up because this is so new. I'm still testing. And I had everything already in my what do we call theme. So it depends. And this is my cover image. Actually, I should change it because we have just changed it as well. So this should pop up on my social media. And so again, you need to change things as you're changing it on your website. So the slogan, this again is a tagline, a brand statement, often used with your logo if you just have your logo on it. Again, it's a good idea to have it here because it adds to your SEO and your brand recognition. It can only be 80 characters long. So work on that. What I would suggest is look at other brands, what they have, not the famous one, please, because we're not going to be famous that fast, right? We have to still work at it. So look at something that explains what you do, and it's like a slogan at the top of a page, right? So I'm still working on this, but here is mine that I might be going for instead of what I have here. So it's an ongoing process to create your brand. And then short description. Add a short description, which I haven't yet, is more of a used in bios and listings. So whenever you post, say for instance, if I posted this, then that will pitch up, right? That will show on the logo. If I post this, let's have a look what it actually pops up as. I'll post this in here. These people will think I'm very strange, but I'll post it in here. Let's see what it pops up with. So you see how it pops up with my logo. Oh, so the preferences is still grabbing what I have in my display, in my social display, in preferences. So as you see, you've got to test these things out to see what happens, because again, Shopify has updated so many times with so many new things, but I'll show you where it happens. But add the short description, and I'll show you in preferences as well. It helps this. I think they will make this the new title and description that we have in preferences in settings. I will show that to you now. And then add your social links in here. I think I did everything for mine. Let's have a look. As I said, I'm still working on stuff for my new site. Let's have a look if I've got anything in here. And it also goes for the bios of your, you see, I've got that, your bios and listings. And I'm hoping this will translate to the bio that can end up in your blog. That's not happening yet, but we'll see what happens. And then add all the social links that you have in here, which will then also pitch up on your theme. Yeah, it is a new thing. I think the best thing is to fill this all out, because it will eventually be important. So it's for Google, emails. I don't know if this pictures up on emails. Yeah, maybe. Shop, collabs, any other sales engine that you actually add to your shop. Okay. So now you've created your logo. Again, here's a huge tip. Don't get complicated on your logo, because nobody can read it, right? Everything's on if you're looking at it, everything is on mobile. If you want, and so for instance, if you put your logo on a card, make sure that you can read it, because I've seen so many logos and they've got all this writing on the logo and you can't read it on a card. This is your criteria. Can you read your logo on a card? Literally, can you read your logo on a card? And obviously not many people have cards. You should actually have cards, but here's how you can see what it will look like. Obviously on desktop, that's probably a, I would say that's an iPad. Here's a full screen, what it looks like on full screen, and here's what it looks like on your phone. So as you can see, your logo goes very, very small. So you can't read anything from your logo. Let's have a look here again, right? So you can't see anything. It's a bird, looks very cool. I would take that out and actually put it on the side for anything that goes on, except for social, that goes on a website or email, for instance. And you can't see that on your email either. So we have created this Moyo collections that's very, very simple and easy, really simple and easy. Okay, so let's go back in here again. Okay, desktop. So this is your theme that you have. This is original free theme from Shopify. I actually am very impressed with their upgrades and what they've done on their free themes. And it looks, except for a couple of things that I don't like, that because I've got no control over it. For a starter store, this is fabulous. You don't need anything fancy, because believe me, you get this and you get onto another store and then you can't find things, you can't add things because they don't have them. So in my theme, I don't have an FAQ for my product page. I do have an FAQ for what's this? For the free theme. And when we get into the products, I will show you how to set up your product page as well. But here, first is we need to add our logo. Let me see. Okay, so okay, let's go back to colors. Colors are very important. So we've been messing around with colors on this in this store because they just created the logo and then the colors were like, oh, what colors am I going to use? And this is also what happens is if you have images that you're using, it tends to take over. Oh, in the back in the behind your photos, you see how these photos are all over the place. They are working on them, by the way. They are working on them to make them all simple, but it just makes your website look a bit hinky if your images are not the same size, right? So you need to have your product photos the same size. Okay, that's all I'm saying right now. But when you're talking about colors, you need at least 2 main colors, and then you need 1 contrasting color. Why? Because your button has to be a little bit of a contrast when you go to your product page, because that's where you want people to actually shop, also on your homepage. But you see here, this is a really bright color, and they didn't like the orange. And so, but buy it now is highlighted, not add to cart. So I really want people to buy it now. No messing around, add to cart, abandon the cart, and not coming back to shop. So you want them to actually buy it now. And so you can, this is, as I said, this is Shopify free theme, which is, I'm so impressed. Anyway, so you want to make 1 color a different color to your normal brand colors that are the same tone. And what I mean by that is it has to have, you can't add something like, actually, this is actually a very, very good example. So now you see that the tone is the same. It's a similar shade of color. And so I can take this color and use it. We actually stopped using that color yesterday because that's a bit of a glaring color. So we're testing this website out. So this is a really good website to look at. So you can use this tone of color. We've used the gray with the same tone. As you can see, if you are, this is a good example. So we've used this. So I want to use that gray. I don't want to use the red gray, and which is really strange, but it is amazing how soothing it is if you're using the same tone of colors in your brand. And most of the time, you have to repeat your colors within your logo because that's part of your brand color. So really think about your logo when you're setting it up. As you can see, we have gone all out on sand, but this comes from Namibia, by the way, which is lots of desert and sand and dunes. And then I just like the background and the paper thing, but it's all about the African, little bit of an African vibe to it, to add to my store. And then, the colors, we're actually going to use a little bit more orange here as we have with this, but it's still in the same tone of the similar colors. Okay. So, as I said, this is in your brand colors again, and don't use too many colors because that is really confusing. We can't all be Drunk Elephant, right? Drunk Elephant uses bright and vivacious colors, and it's in your face. Their products are the same, right? So their products are colorful. Their website is colorful. So if you're looking at the Drunk Elephant, again, it's all part of the brand, right? Drunk Elephant, Black Friday. Don't want to go home? Okay. Drunk Elephant. This is a skincare. Let's look at this. Drunk Elephant. So you can see they're very, very, very colorful, and it's very unusual. Again, it's what appeals to their audience. So you really have to look at your audience. You know, what do you want to exude with your brand? Do you want it more restful? Do you want it more elegant? Or you want it more playful? And this is what they have. And it really suits their website, actually. I love the pink stars. And then you have, actually, I've got some links here I wanted to show you. Then you have, I love these guys. Again, the brand colors go with everything that they have, right? It's very hard to read, but with, let's go to home. I was looking at their blogs. And so very, very simple logo, right? Very simple logo, because it is all about the brand. And you can, oh, they're actually mimicking a little bit. Everybody's going colorful, right? So obviously they're successful, but a little bit more colorful here to show their, but it all goes into the actual images, not on, phew, that's bright, not on their, not as you're coming into the store. Let's have a look at their products. I want to see their products. So the products are, you know, very low key. And so what they're doing is they're jazzing it up with their backgrounds, which I think is actually very cool. So look at other brands to see what they're doing. And, you know, it is all there for us. As Picasso says, you know, nothing is original anymore. Everybody is pinching from everybody else. So look at their ideas, see what they're doing, and they are successful. They have this huge agency and team working for them. So look at other brands and see what they're doing. And then you obviously need your message as well. So let's talk about the message a little bit. So I have not worked on this message a lot. I just put it out there, whatever we were working on. And my designer came up with this. But when you're looking at different, so it depends on what you're selling, right? It depends on what you're, let's look at their message. Boom, boom, boom. Message. Keep on growing. Obviously, it goes with the beards, right? It goes with the beards. So they have a little story up here, which is really interesting. I didn't think that this long would actually work, but obviously it is. So this is how I look at everything that I'm designing. What are they doing? Can I see what they're doing? Can I mimic it? Can I change my message to my website as well? And then you can see it immediately. They have freedom, hunger, trust, all about what they are, you know, their story. They actually have their story a little bit, what is all about them. And then bundle and save, which is a very good advertising. So this really, really pops out. And then again, a video is always fabulous. And then again, more about them. And then they're obviously in all these magazines, which is amazing, right? So we're not in magazines yet, but we can be in the future. And then obviously what people are saying about them, and you can actually consult them. I think that's a great idea. Anyway, so have a look at other brands to see what they're doing. Now, the colors, choose 2 main colors and then choose a contrasting color. Do not make this gray. Let me show you a different one here. I'm going to close some of these out. Leave. So here, PM Comforts, and this was designed for her. I don't agree with this. It's one of my little clients that I'm helping. We're not changing anything because it is what it is. Hopefully it'll pop up now. Come on. Let me go out of here. I've got too many things open. And then I'm going to show you a trick of how to get sayings and things for your website. You see how and we will talk about typography in a minute. This is really hard to read. It is too thin. It is too hard to read. She literally has to make this background a little bit darker so this will pop up. Her text is too light because everybody reads it, right? Actually, these we actually created for her. They're fabulous. Again, here it's not so bad. The typography is not so bad, but you can see how light it is. You know, it's very, very hard to read. It's a little bit too small. Again, thank goodness she used some normal, but again, it's green. It's very hard to read. So if she wants to stick to the green, she has to make it just a tad darker so you can see it more. This should be just a little bit darker so this stands out. And this is one of the problems that you have if somebody actually, if you give your design away to a design web developers, and designers, they sometimes take things a little bit over the top, which doesn't mean anything for your customers. Your customers really don't worry about your font. They worry about if they can read this, and if they can read this on the phone, right? So again, this is very, very faint. It is not good. So imagine reading this on your phone. This is what I'm saying. Think of the colors that you choose for your font. I like to use black, but also on some cases I use just off black. Here's black completely. 000 is black. I'm using just a little bit of an off black just to make it a little bit softer. Black is very black. And then I have these two accent colors that I'm using right now, and I'll keep changing them, believe me, because I'm testing things out. And I don't, and with Shopify for you don't get a lot of choices. If you were with, let's go in here. If you were with a theme, you do get a lot more choices to your colors. You don't really need, you have more control of your colors, where your colors go. So when you're looking at this, you see I've got the headers, general, and mine's very colorful, by the way. Sidebar, stickers, I've got buttons, I've got borders, I've got pop-ups and password protection, and then I have control over some of my product pages here on the side as well. So with the free theme, you don't get that many, but if you're starting out, or if you can always go to another theme once you make more money. But I believe in bootstrapping, then going and expanding your theme, because remember, themes change. These guys, the beard guys, they've changed their look completely. I looked at this 2 years ago. It was completely different to what they're doing now. So they have a new team and a new team designing this stuff. This is one of my, I think I showed this to you yesterday. This is one of my best websites that I always come to. Is very, very practical for what they're doing, but they have a lot of information on here. Most of the time they stick to the blue because it's boating and it's water. So these are their main colors. As you can see, again, sale right, very, very plain, right? Very plain. And they have the data, which I actually like. Very, very old school, right? Old school to have the data in there. So two main accent colors. Make sure that your text is just a little bit off black, and that's about it. If that's where if you have a free theme. If you don't, then you have more choices in what you're doing. Your topography, make your topography plain. I want to say as plain as possible. We're using here assistant. I'm using assistant on both. I've been messing around, right? I think it's very, very plain. It's more like Arial. It's very easy to read. It's very stands out. You don't need fancy writing to attract attention, right? You really, really don't. Let's have a look at her, and I hate to throw her under the bus, but let's look at her products. And she knows this. We're helping to clean up her site a little bit. Okay, so here again, this is not easy to read. I like little dots in there. It's all very fancy. But again, it's not easy to read as you're glancing at something. You have literally 50 milliseconds to attract somebody's attention as they're coming into your site, because we have so much stuff that we're looking at that people are seeing. You can't distract people by having too fancy fonts, right? Stick to the plain and easy. I'm telling you, it works. If you're looking at, let's look at Industrial, really successful website, really doing well. Look at her logo on her website. This is writing, guys. This is text. She did not put her logo on here. The only time we've used her logo is when she uses it on an image, or we have used it somewhere. Come on, come on, come on. No, we didn't use it there. We didn't use it there. Okay. We used it on, let me think, on her video, the back, her logo is literally a round logo. And so, yeah, plain, you see here, plain. She's making millions, guys. So plain, plain, plain. You don't need anything fancy. Go with the simple things, right? Clear, easy to read. Literally don't need anything fancy. All right. That's the typography. So Shopify have got most of the fonts that you need in here. What have I chosen? Let me just close this up here a little bit. I'm going to go out here. Change. It's a serif. I've just gone with a serif, and as you can see, you've got all these choices. One of the things I'll tell you, don't go for something like that. Or this is not too bad. Let's see what it looks like. This is not too bad, right? But and it makes just a little bit different. So you can make your headers just a little bit different. It makes it stand out, but not too much. You want to make it as easy as possible. See what this does. It's like a little bit too faded and too thin. It doesn't stand out. Okay. And then let's actually they've got quite good fonts in here. Okay, this is another one that I don't really like, because I do like, but it's really close together. So be very careful to use your font that's too close together. This is fine for headers. It is not fine for actual writing. The writing has to be readable, right? The writing, let's have a look at this one. And this is how I test it out. I literally come in here and have a look at it and see if I like it. If you, and I'm not going to say this, if you want some advice on your fonts, I've got a question and answer tomorrow. We can have a look at your websites or whatever you want to use, and I will definitely tell you. All right. So this is your typography. Don't make it too fancy. One for your headings and one for your writing. That's it. Make it very plain. And then for text, just plain, 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 right? That's what I mean by writing the text. And this is the text. You want this as plain as possible, easy to read. You can highlight it to make people actually read it, but make it as plain as possible. Let's have a look at buttons. So in the theme as well, you can choose your thickness of your buttons. You can do the opacity, which is the fades. I don't like the fading thing. You can do a little bit of the corner radius to make your buttons a bit round. Again, it's all about what you like, because you have to literally like your website as well as your customers. But also go and have a look at what the big brands are doing. I can't stress this enough, because they have tested things out. I check on some website that actually keeps an eye on Amazon. I want to say, you know, not B&B, the guys that Airbnb, and there's some really big brands that keep testing things out. They will have it on, then they'll take it off. And so they keep an eye on it. So I keep popping in there to have a look at what's happening. But the best way is to look at the big brands and see what they're doing, and even down to the button, because maybe, you know, it's always a phase. At one stage, square is good. Now looks like round is good again. So if we're looking at, let's have a look at these guys, because I'm pinching stuff from these guys as well. They're fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. They have square. So you see, and again, clear. They might have these fancy in here just to make it, no thanks, I don't want this, thank you very much. But very clear, very plain, as you can see, right? And then when you're looking at the beard guys, obviously they've changed a little bit. Their logos are their headers and stuff have changed a little bit to this one. Again, you know, sometimes brands get a bit discombobulated by their branding team. It looks nice, it's a little bit different, and you can change. Oh, that's what I was going to say. You can change your brand anytime. You're not going to be famous. People are going to look at your brand and go, oh no, she changed it, he changed it. Oh, what happened, right? they're not going to notice, because they do forget until you become famous. Even with industrial, she's got 18,000 people on her email list. We're changing things as I speak. So you don't have to get married to a brand and to get married to a logo or anything like that. Eventually you have to settle on something, but these guys change things up all the time. You know, it gives you an opportunity to actually go, hey people, I've got a new brand, what do you think? And you talk to your customers and you say, do you like my new logo? I'm rebranding, what do you think about it? And it's all about the relaunch and connecting with your customers. So if you are rebranding, then you can literally connect to your customers and tell them that you're rebranding. I've actually rebranded this twice already, and we haven't even started selling it. So it's all about what you like. And believe me, next year, this might not look the same. I might see something really exciting, and I'm going to go to Marianne and go, hey, Marianne, you need to change this again because I like this thing. So again, looking at something different and standing out. I had a discussion with one of my peeps about the label, and she goes, oh, you know, you need to stand out and you need to do this. And I go, no, you need to just plain. People eventually will buy your product because it's a good product, and everything's going plain right now. It's like the beard guys, you know, it's more plain than anything else, especially if you have like more organic, natural products. T-shirts, again, you know, if you're doing T-shirts, or if you're doing products like it's about that they're doing interior design products, then it doesn't really matter that much, you know, the brand, because you don't really put the brand on the bottle or anything like that. You're putting your brand on the packaging. That's another thing that you need to think about. So this whole brand has to be, it's going to be on your emails, and we'll go through the emails in a minute as well. This part of your branding. It'll be on your invoices, it'll be on your packaging. So if you have a look at let me have a look here. Okay, so if we have a look at packaging, so in shipping and delivery, you will have, I want to say, did I change? I don't know if I changed it yet, but you can change the look of your packaging. So if you this is coding. So if you preview your package label, then you can literally see what your label is going to look like. And so we've added a little saying in here, obviously our address, and I made a little space in here. And then I also added the Wild Beauty Gold of Africa, which is I think it's going to be our slogan. But you can change your packaging to look a little bit more than, let me see the packaging. I think I've just got a plain packaging. I never changed it, just to show you what a plain package looks like. And then again, you need to change it in the actual coding. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. So if you, and you know, I don't send anything out package wise. You see how close everything is. And I don't have my logo on here. That is grab my store name and nothing in here, no messages and anything. I think you should advertise on everything that you have. If you're shipping something out, your packaging should reflect it. There should be a message. They should be able to connect with you, to email you. So make sure that all that information is on your package, and it is actually here as well. You see here, they actually put in my, remember we talked about the address and everything, they put in my PO box number in here, which do I want it on there or not? I don't know. They can't send me anything if they have my, if I have my PO box number. They can't return items. Okay, so let's go back in here again. And so this is where you can change it. It's very easy to change. It's just HTML, and you can get a designer or somebody who can always help you change those packaging. And then also you have, oh, that should stay in here. You have, and I want to say I have not changed this one yet. So let me show you this one first. This one we haven't changed yet. Customize templates. So this is where you can customize your logo and your colors in your store. So all the emails will have that. If you haven't changed it yet, let me see if I've changed mine. You never know. I keep moving things around. Since the 2.0 updates, everything that I added in here went away. So I had to really literally do things again. So obviously I'm very bright and beautiful. So I've got my colors in there. I've actually got an image in there with my signature. I don't know if you've ever seen that. And then I had a lot more information down here than what they do in the normal. As you can see, the orders, they don't have anything in here. I like to, so let me show you mine first again. I like to be more personal, but my personality comes out at the top. I want to talk to my customers up here. But if you are selling something, I think it's a good idea to add something here at the bottom, whether it's your logo, a message, like us. This is another point, another place that people do not actually utilize. And this is important. This is one of the emails that will always get 100% open. This email, everybody opens. So put your story in here, put in, hey, you know, like us, or like my Facebook page, or connect with us, or something that can connect with them. And so on the Missing Piece puzzle, we've got her, she's got that cute little puzzles and her face over the puzzles that we put in there. And we said, hey, like our page, if you need any help with your thing, here's some blog information, you know, FAQs. So put some information down here. And the way to do it is, unfortunately, order editing. Oh, you can see all the emails in here. That's very cool. Unfortunately, you have to do this per email, per notifications. So what you need to come in and you actually edit the code in here. And you edit the code, and believe me, they change things up again. And so this is right at the bottom. And I'm going to show you how to do this easy. Okay, so you can add this at the bottom. This is where the disclaimer is and your email for your store. But here's my secret weapon. I've got a chat GPT, and you can do this with Copy AI. I'm just in love with chat GPT because it actually does my coding for me. So you can come in here, and I use it for everything. Let me see here. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start a new chat. So I will ask it, and I start messing around in it. I will ask it to, and I'm a member, so I've actually subscribed, and you can have it for free, except, you know, every now and again it goes down. So I will literally ask it to code simple HTML code, HTML, I normally say 5, that's the new HTML5, with CSS, it's just cascading style sheets. Thank you. And then I'll put whatever you need to put in here is what you want in the message. And so let me show you what I've done here. 2 columns rows. So I'm doing my coding in here, and I know what I do. I know coding and everything, but it's a pain to actually remember what to do because I don't play around in it too much. And I've literally come in here and say, hey, you know, I need this for my website, and I'm developing this FAQ for the websites, and it gave me all the code. So all I have to do is plug it in. So if you understand a little bit about the code, this is a really cool way to get a little bit of code to add to your websites. Okay, I actually just thought about it. I need to tell other guys about this as well. And then again, you have to add it to each single notification. There's no easy way around it, but you don't need it in every single notification. I think the notification that you really need is order confirmation. I would put it into maybe shipping confirmation, right? Because everybody opens your shipping confirmation. And then obviously if you do local delivery and local pickup, customer invites, I don't worry about that. Gift card issues, probably gift card confirmation. So just in a few of them, and you can literally copy and paste everything that you're doing in here. All right. So that's part of the branding that you need to do. Here's another part as well that you don't need to forget with the branding thing. in here, right? So in Shopify, your checkout is not branded. Your checkout is very, very plain. And I think it might be, I've already put the logo in here. Your checkout does not have your logo in here. So when you come into your themes, you have to go to theme settings, right? Where we were in a minute ago. Okay, why doesn't it go to theme settings? Checkout. Oh, okay. So this is, you can add your logo here, and then you can, theme settings. What am I talking about? Okay, let me go back again. Theme settings. This is your theme settings, right? This is where we all get all our colors, our logos, and everything that we update. You go to theme settings, you come down here, and you can add a banner. And if let me show you a little one that I changed, and you really don't need a banner, Artistic Africa. But again, it depends on your product, right? So Kalahari, I did not put a banner, I just put the logo. That's all I needed. What we did do is we added a background color to the, here, let me show you. I don't know if it's going to show it. Boom. We added a background color to this section of the checkout. Again, just to make it a little bit different, to make it a little bit more cheerful. Or you can just go with plain Jane. This is it. I'm not changing anything. So let me show you a banner that I've added for them here. Again, it's reinforcing the sculptures are from Africa, and I'm adding more to the custom checkout. Let me go to checkout. So I've added a little banner. There is not a lot of space that you can add anything up here. This is all that it will allow you. So if you want to add something here, do it. Otherwise, just leave it plain. I really believe in plain things. I actually like that color on the other side. And then as I have here, let me just close some stuff out. As I have here, I've just kept it very, very, very plain. I'll use another color on the side. This logo comes in very, very, very small when you add it. I have increased the logo here. When you can see it comes in this size, and so you can't see it. So, and then I don't really want to make it too, that's large. Let me see. That is weird. Okay, medium and medium, that is strange. Maybe that's large and the other one's medium. Anyway, so you have to test it out. Oh, that's medium, right? And then we had the large. So the large again pushes things down too much. Really don't need that. You want people to actually check out and make sure that they know what they're doing. Let's go back to themes. I want to talk about favicons. Now, favicon again has to be very, very, very plain. Why? Because you can't read anything. I just added my logo up here because it was easy, and it was, so here I've just added the KG. What I should have done is actually made this, the KG, no, it doesn't recognize. So I made the KG white in the background. These guys, you see the beard, you can't really recognize them, but it's really bold. Here they've got the needle, so you can sort of see it. Where is it? Social media, bench, logo. I want to say, favicon. You never know where these things are. Card, currency, social media, brand information. So they have taken it out. You see that they keep changing things on the logo. Okay, maybe they didn't. Here we go, favicon. So I've uploaded a different favicon. Remember, we had that in the brand settings. I added a different favicon because I wanted to make it more simple. So if you remember, and this is favicon is normally 32 by 32. I've added a 50 by 50 pixels. It doesn't matter. Just add a small one. You don't want to add a big, large image in here. So as let me show you what we had in the settings, in the brand settings. We had this as my favicon. That's not going to happen, right? I want to override it because I actually had this up there as a favicon. It didn't look too good, it didn't show up too well. So practice with it. I might change this again. You know, you have to decide what looks good on your website. Let's go back to themes. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. So because I'm going through things very quickly, this is very complicated. I do have, it's in my new book, my book 2. I do have a complete write-up of how to use all these things, what to add, what not to add, where it is, how to add these in your pages, and I'll go over that a little bit. But you know, this can be really, really confusing, and believe me, I found it very confusing. I'm still learning how to use stuff because it's all so new. Yes. By the way, yes, I'm recording this. Oh, tell me I'm recording this. And I will post this. I've got one for yesterday. And see if I'm recording this. Yes. I think I'm recording. If I'm not, I do have this. I will repeat everything I've had in here. I've got another video that I can show you. But I'm recording this so you can see it when tomorrow. I'll be uploading this tomorrow. This is available again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I will add an extra session to it, so we have some Q&A. So if you want to come back and ask specific questions about your theme, I will be able to go into your theme. I'll share the screen with you, and then we can actually talk about your specific Shopify store. Okay, guys, that's all I'm going to do today. It's nearly 11 o'clock. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can email me. My email is connected, and in the emails that I sent you for the bootcamp, let me know. I seriously, whatever you need, whatever you want to ask, I can answer tomorrow, or send me an email and ask. I won't answer immediately, depending on how busy I get during the day, but I'm here for you, and I will literally, I'm here. You know, this is really complicated. If you need some help, then I'll help you. Okay. Yes, Liz, thank you for telling me. I never know if I'm recording or not, because sometimes I think, oh yeah, I'll put it on pause and then I'll record. Okay, so I'm going to see you tomorrow. We will talk about products and collections, and how to actually work on your products and collections in Shopify store, and how to do it properly, and also the taxes for the categories for taxes for the products, and the if you're exporting or if you're importing stuff, it's all in the product dashboard. So there's a lot to talk about tomorrow. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for popping in. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day.